Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, it's a great pleasure to be here today. But, you know, we meet at almost exactly the first anniversary of the Vienna nuclear deal. And as was entirely predictable, the hopes that that deal would bring peace and stability to the Middle East and the wider world have been proven to be mere illusions. In fact, Iran has changed neither its policies nor its behavior in the years since Vienna. The repression inside Iran continues. Tehran's drive for hegemony in the region continues unabated. It's making what's left of Iraq into a satellite of the Ayatollah's regime. It is aiding the Assad regime in Syria with over 70,000 regular forces from the Revolutionary Guards and militias and paramilitary troops. It continues to fund and arm Hezbollah and Hamas, and it's aiding the Houthis in Yemen. So much for change in behavior on the part of the regime. And if they're not doing it in this year, they're not going to do it at any subsequent point. The behavior is not going to change, and therefore I just say again what I've been saying for 10 years that I've been coming to this rally. The regime in Tehran needs to be overthrown at the earliest possible opportunity. The fact is that the Vienna deal gave these supporters of terrorism political legitimacy in the wider world that they never had. The economic sanctions have been lifted. Their assets have been unfrozen, giving them the possibility of uncounted economic benefit. Let's be clear, trade with Iran under the mullahs is not free trade. It's trade that aids the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps, which has its hand in every major economic enterprise. The proposed sale of Boeing aircraft from the United States, for example, demonstrates the error of the Vienna deal. The military uses of that Boeing equipment are as plain as can be. And I can tell you that the mullahs have wanted this deal for over 20 years. But today there is rising opposition, Democrat and Republican in Congress, to this deal. And Boeing better not count those profits yet. The regime knew from the outset that once the economic sanctions were lifted, they would be very difficult to reimpose. And that's why they've been confident that they could cheat on the terms of the Vienna deal effectively with impunity. The regime never intended to comply with its obligations under the Vienna deal. And we have increasing evidence of violations of the deal. German intelligence, for example, has published a comprehensive report that shows that the mullahs are still trying to get sensitive nuclear technology, which is only applicable to a nuclear weapons program. Their violations of the restrictions on ballistic missiles in Security Council resolutions continue unabated because they know that they are protected from further sanctions by Russian and Chinese vetoes. We don't know enough about the Iran nuclear program today to know where the violations are taking place, in locations in Iran that we don't know about, or what I worry constantly is the risk that many of Iran's nuclear weapons activities are taking place in North Korea, where we have no intelligence at all. The fact remains that Iran got tangible benefits by the lifting of the economic sanctions that benefit the mullahs directly and those who have favor with them. They don't benefit the average people of Iran. They benefit the rulers. And they are still on a path to deliverable nuclear weapons, essentially at a time of their own choosing. This is a threat to the region and a threat to the world, and it gets worse day by day by day. So I say again, There is only one answer here: to support legitimate opposition groups that favor overthrowing the military theocratic dictatorship in Tehran. And it should be And let me be very clear, it should be the declared policy of the United States of America and all of its friends to do just that at the earliest opportunity. Thank you very much.